The gradebook analyzer also has a means to break down a student's achievement in an assessment using a Guttman Chart analysis, which populates these summaries of their overall results as seen in this page here. So to access the Guttman Chart analysis, I'll click on Chart 1. And so this now allows the colleague to break down an assessment task into descriptions of assessable concepts, which is outlined or assessed in these questions in the task, if as such allocated marks. And upon correcting the class set of assessments, the colleague may assign marks to each question per student of what they had achieved. And if they are achieving to full marks, close to full marks of what's allocated, the cell highlights green, whereas yellow if it's in the middle, or red if it's low or less than what is expected and haven't demonstrated the competency in that concept. So the percentage of a correctness outlined here is about how much of the class were able to demonstrate competency and correctness in each concept as described above. Whereas the overall result here is what the student had actually achieved overall for their assessment. Now once that has been achieved, we can click on Sort, and what this will do will rank the percentage correctness and the overall results. Let's do it. Boom. Yeah. So now what this map shows you is their regions of competency overall, and then there's regions where the students had demonstrated a lack of understanding in those concepts. But then somewhere in the middle there is a boundary where the student is on the verge of developing in their conceptual understanding of these concepts. This is where we can locate students' zone of proximal development, and that can allow the colleague to group students in relevant ability groups and design differentiated learning tasks that to suit the learning needs of students as identified in this assessment. This process could also be followed up in a corresponding summative assessment, where these assessable skills here are the same, and upon correcting the summative assessment, that being a SAC or a follow-up test, then the same marks could be broken down and allocated accordingly, and we can sort them, and again we can see now the region of competency has developed, and the boundary of where the student is developing in their knowledge has now progressed further towards the right, identifying other concepts. And we can compare between formative and summative to see how they've developed. This is summarized then in these two columns, and we can see overall how the student has improved as highlighted by the green cells. And overall for the class, it is observed that there's a significant increase of a certain proportion, and that can be easily identified and calculated here in this comparison summary.